Every single day. It was just kind of the culture of the high school itself. I mean, you just kind of knew when it would happen. You just see a mass of people running in one direction. You knew, oh, there's a fight over that way. And I mean, there were a couple serious injuries. They ended up stepping up security. By the time that I left the school had a locking metal front gate and chain link fence all around it, and had 3 or 4 resource officers. I remember the violence got so bad, particularly at football games, that they actually sent a SWAT car out to our homecoming game just preemptively, and they ended up having to tase 4 people to...
It was after school, and there was 2 rival schools that were having a football game, and a couple of my friends were up there playing just kind of football on the field before the game started, and the rival school came over, and this was in Olathe, Kansas, and just started opening fire on the guys on the football field, and actually they pulled themselves off of the field, grabbed a couple of the injured guys, and one of the guys was shot in the stomach. And they put them in the car, and while they were driving the car, other guys got in the car and were still shooting at them. And so finally I got to the hospital, and one of my friends ended up being paralyzed from a bullet.
In a recent study, it was found that 77% of high school deaths were caused by firearms. Knives accounted for 17%.
My first year of teaching, I actually had a knife pulled on another student from the classroom. Being an inexperienced teacher, I just reacted by getting in between the student he was going after, and I held a chair and prevented him from doing it, and then the police did arrest him, and he was expelled from the school.
One of the years when I was in like my public high school, we had this guy named Gavin who had just gotten back from the Marines, and he was like on leave, but he was like a senior in high school. And one day he got into a fight with this other kid, John, and I guess it was more of a drug-related problem. I guess the reason why they were fighting, but long story short, Gavin stabbed John's eye out with a pocket knife.
Biggest fight I had ever remembered seeing was in, I think, 7th grade. We were in the locker room changing, and these 2 girls just started fighting out of nowhere. And all of us, of course, like a little circle appeared of people who were coming to watch it. And it got really bad, and a teacher ran over, she was young, she ran over to try and break them up. And one of the girls actually took the teacher's head, put it in a locker and body slammed the locker and knocked the teacher unconscious.
Small town in Vermont, and although there was less people and there was no actual shootings or anything extreme like that, you would still see fights every day, and there was a lot of violence in the schools, I think, particularly during the more social hours, during classes and after school activities.
In the state of Florida, the State Board of Education has enacted Policy 6A-1.0404, which states a zero tolerance policy for violence in schools. According to ZeroToleranceLaws.com, all 50 states and the District of Columbia have enacted and enforced the zero tolerance policy. Zero tolerance is defined as an automatic punishment for infraction of a stated rule, no matter the severity.